I think being self-aware, I get a little bit more anxious than I would usually in a relationship, because it's almost like I have found myself like being so self-aware that I'm trying to like read the other person like down to a T, and it's like, you know what, Lee, relax. Which in turn, when there's arguments, I can turn into the biggest drama queen because I've done all this before it was needed. Do you know what I mean? Other things. This is not really negative. I just found that I'm more touchy-feely than I think I am. Like I appreciate hugs and touch more than I thought I did.
Okay. Is your love language to touch?
See, like strangers or people that are here, not like intimate to me, I ain't bothered about touch. I ain't even bothered too much about hugs. Acknowledgement, you know, eye contact, yes, that's enough for me, kind of thing. But you see, within like a relationship, like I could literally like be in the same t-shirt as my man.
Yeah.
I need to wear it.
I was like, what?
Like, literally in his skin, like just to know he's there. Like, you don't need to speak, but I need to feel you.
Is that possible?
No, but you know what I'm saying.
No, but I'm actually trying to.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, I could try.
You could get a big, them stupid bit-sized t-shirts.
Women.
I could sit on him like
No,
that.
but you can actually get t-shirts up.
Pop it over the sofa. You giving me ideas?
No, but I'm saying, have you put your head through
No,
the
I've
net?
never
while
tried.
he's
No,
there?
but the really big ones that you can get them.
That's a new creation right there. You better pattern
What,
that.
for the clingy girlfriend? Yeah.
No, they exist.
I'm not even clingy though. That's the
Okay.
thing. Like when we're together,
I understand
it's
it,
like that. Just what
Because
I'm saying.
I'm like that.
Yeah.
I like
But-
sit down, no chatting.
Yeah, but
Just
you're
hug up.
there,
Yeah.
exactly, that's enough. But same, I like my space.
Yeah,
I don't need to see you every day.
Okay, yeah.
Contact is fine every day, but I don't need to be in your skin every day. Positive. I don't know I feel relationships mean a lot to me, which is probably why I've avoided a relationship for a little while actually. Because when it goes downhill, as much as you want to give, the strong independent woman and I'm attractive and there's plenty of fish in the sea. No, it affects me. It does. I feel it hard. And I'd have to do a lot of work to not let it affect other encounters.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because, I don't want to bring that baggage. That's it, really.
I'll actually volunteer myself this time. Before you give it a look. One of the biggest things I've learned is what I think I want versus what I need doesn't match up. So I can be a bit. I've been told I'm very combative. I didn't see it. Looking back, I didn't see why they said it and where it came from. But I've also learned that where I can at times have an issue with authority or someone projecting themselves a certain way towards me with that authoritarian tone, it's also what I need. But I've learned that it has to be coming from the right person in the right space. And that I actually do like to be led. I didn't think I did. But it's my understanding of what it means to be led. And again, it's the right person thing. I've realised I can dissociate. If I feel like you're not the right person to lead me, I will not. I won't. I'll make it up. And it's not even purposely done. It's just the way I'll respond to it. But if you can lead me, you can lead me, kind of thing. I've learned that I actually give a lot of time and energy into a person when I'm with them. And that can be good and bad. Because sometimes I might invest a little bit more time in them than I do to myself. So then I find my time's very heavily split between my children and my partner with a touch of me, rather than evenly distributed or even more me, so that I can give more in the long term. Positively, I have learned how to be a bit more submissive, I'd say, and be led. So it's both sides. If I've learned that I can be, and not to always just feel not attacked, but not to always feel that I have to be a certain way or follow a certain ruling, whether it be as a female or as otherwise. I can still be myself, and it's not just about, oh, someone will accept me as I am. It's that there are people that take time to understand you and get to know you for, do you know what I mean, where you can learn each other. And I think knowing that can be done, I naturally just behave differently. And I can be a lot more open and a bit more free in myself, which opens me up generally as a person. So it's not just how I am in a relationship, it's how I end up being as a mum, as a friend, as a daughter. It kind of opens up all the parallels at the same time. I think that's my biggest, those are my top things.
What about you, Jay?
Okay, so I would start with how fucked up I was growing up in terms of trauma. So what being in relationships have taught me is how much healing I need to do, because I can be quite stubborn. So especially if I believe in something, I'm like, I'll become quite
rigid.
Yeah, like I'm not moving from my post. So the healing around that is quite important. What else? Just like learning that our way of relationships is very much attached to control and a lot of unhealthy habits. So that is, lots of learning. In terms of boundaries, I've learned that being in certain relationships, I wasn't properly addressing boundaries properly or expressing boundaries. The way I communicated compared to the way my partners have communicated, different. So not negative or positive, just different. And there needs to be a ground, because I find that on both sides, I've done it and my exes have done it, in terms of like, you judge each other on being different. And you judge each other in the sense of, this is good and this is bad. But there isn't good and bad, it's just different, and you just have to find a middle ground. And that has caused lots of conflict, because one thinks one's right at a time, the other thinks it's right. So yeah, I think if I look at the negative from both good and bad, or both positive, I needed that to heal, basically. So what most of my relationships, I felt quite vulnerable. So sometimes I'm giving from that pure place, but I don't always, like when I'm giving, it will affect me in a certain way, because of I'm operating from a place of fear or pain. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be like, I'm giving because I want to please you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be what I've experienced in my
At the
trauma.
expense of yourself.
So then what happens is it ends up becoming, because it's not from a pure place of like natural giving, I'm giving from a place of pain and fear, which I didn't realise. Then it ends up becoming fear, because they're like, you're not really giving. But they don't communicate like that, they communicate in other ways. It'll come out of me like, what's wrong with you? I react, and then it's like projection. So positively, I enjoy the companionship and just being in a space with someone where you can just feel that you don't have to speak or whatever it is. You create memories together. When you're in that pure place, it's like you can listen to music and connect deeply, do you know what I mean, and vibe. Or when you're like laughing, and that joy, that kind of expression.
That 90s
Yeah. Also like the different versions. So realizing that as I got older, I became worse, if that makes sense. In terms of like, there was my 20s, I was like, when I was young, like when I was very young, like my first kind of, those to me were the most special relationships, because there wasn't nothing attached to it, like sexualization and control.
Yeah, it was pure.
It was just pure. So like I could sit with someone and appreciate listening to music and they
Yeah.
had a smell. Like there was like smells as well. Like I could appreciate every essence.
Yeah.
I could appreciate them and their family.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'd appreciate their mum. I think, oh yeah, their mum created them. And it's like as we got older, I didn't really have the same level of respect for that process, and I've had to be unwinding that. So in my last relationship, it was about me changing how I approached this thing, because I would just cut people off, and that was my survival. It was like cut off. So relationships, I wouldn't even get into a relationship. It would be like a situationship. They're carrying on like, no, you don't want to get close.
Yeah.
Whereas my last one was like, I need to change how I approach or see this thing,